consumer debt is rising, consumer spending is rising, and we also are on fears of a recession looming later this year and currently happening right now. So we're just going to go through a little bit. Consumer spending rose in April, and incomes also rose in April, but consumer spending was up 0.9% in April. That may not seem like a big deal, but when we look at it on a large time frame, it's a pretty big deal. Consumers are taking on more and more debt. Their expenses are increasing more and more and more. They're spending a lot on discretionary products like consumer products. And then also interest rates are rising. Stocks are falling, right? So we're in a bad time for consumers right now. And then the average household debt balance increased by 266, or the aggregate, increased by 266 billion in the first quarter. That's a 1.7% rise from just last quarter. So debt is rising very, very rapidly for the average day consumer. And then balances now stand at almost $16 trillion, which is 1.7 trillion higher than before the pandemic at the end of 2019. So clearly consumers have just taken more and more debt. You can see a large portion of that debt has been mortgages over time, right? So this chart goes all the way back to 2003, and you can see how much mortgages were being originated then. And you can see that we are actually at higher or greater levels now. And also, obviously, consumer debt has just increased a lot over time.
Student loans going up too, headed north. Look at that, 10% now of all total debt is student loans. That's an interesting chart for sure. I mean, the mortgage stuff makes sense. Oh, we have originations by credit score here too. So they are obviously giving out more money to the people with the high credit score, it seems, 760 plus. But even... well,
it's interesting to see that percentage get increased so much, right? Like look at all the 760 plus.
Yeah, okay.
Now
so
versus...
wait, where? 760?
Like, yeah. I'm just talking about, like, look how many people or how much money
people with
was
higher
originated.
Credit scores are probably taking out bigger loans too, right? That's so not only on a quantity basis, but the size of the loan. Then the credit score at origination, 50th percentile, your score is above between 750 and 800. 25th percentile, if your score is 700 or 750. 650 to 700 is the 10th percentile.
This makes me feel like the housing market isn't in that bad of shape.
Why?
Because when you look at 2005, 2008, you can see that the loans that were being originated were to people with a lot lower scores.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think people are saying that it's out of shape from a like the quality standpoint, your ability to earn income. Back then, they were basically giving loans to anyone who wanted one.
Subprime mortgages?
Yeah. And I think now the problem is, too, that the home prices are rising too quickly. There's private equity firms that are buying up a lot of homes, right, which is another big problem because now everything's turning into rentals. So there's an area of like a pocket of homes that used to be for the middle-class family that you would go, you'd make your money over 20-year, 30-year career, buy this home, you'd live in it for the rest of your life, and that would be your thing. Those homes are getting taken off the market, right? And then the cost to build a new home and the ability to do it quickly has also changed, which changes the whole housing market now because the top of the market has gone up tremendously. The middle of the market is being bought up by private equity firms who are going to rent them back to you. So the whole idea, right, is like the American dream is disappearing because of that. And I think there's probably some truth to that. But I think the biggest concern out of all three of those is the rising home prices now because average homes, I believe, are over $500K now. Median home is over $400K or slightly above in the United States. So that's pretty bad. Like, that's a lot of money.
The way I put it is the average American can't afford the average home right now.
Yeah.